match the one she did in 1991. It stressed unity among the peoples of the United States and the United Kingdom. It stressed their common culture. It stressed the long ties between the military and the governments of both countries.
The latest attempt at a ceasefire talks between the U.S. and Iran appears to have failed. Tehran's top diplomat left Pakistan Saturday, and President Trump says he told envoys not to travel to Islamabad. The talks were meant to follow historic face-to-face negotiations earlier this month. Iranian officials questioned U.S. trustworthiness after American forces blockaded Iranian ports. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com.
In today's fast-paced world, professionals face endless projects, deadlines, competition. To thrive, you need mental clarity, sharp focus, and reliable memory. That's why the same company that brings you Relief Factor created Think Factor. Think Factor
What's the
is designed to help you think
822-1106?
Yes. Daily. It's a powerful blend of nutrients that supercharges your memory and sharpens your focus. You can stay on top of your work and outshine the competition. After a couple of weeks of taking Think Factor, I noticed a dramatic difference in my clarity, my focus, even my memory. And you know what? The longer you take Think Factor, the better the results. If you ever felt mentally foggy or struggling to keep up with everything on your plate, Think Factor can help you retain your cognitive edge and thrive in your life. Call 800-488-800, the number 488, or visit ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com, to order Think Factor. Call 800-488, or visit ReliefFactor.com. Your first bottle just $19.95. Think Factor. Think clearer. Perform.
Why do they have no shirt on? That's what I want to know. They must have left the shirt on.
New analysis is really concerns about Europe's long-term economic outlook. Experts point to declining birth rates and continued out-migration as signs Europe's population and economic output could shrink over the next 25 years. Analysts say fewer workers may mean lower industrial production and slower growth. By contrast,
Virginia Supreme Court blocked the redistricting.
Expanding, driven largely by immigration and the potential for higher birth rates. Correspondent Ken Norman reporting. Authorities have filed murder charges against the roommate of a Bangladeshi doctoral student who disappeared with his girlfriend from the University of South Florida. The roommate faces 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Zamil Limon and Nahida Bristi. Limon's remains were found Friday, but Bristi is still missing. The suspect was initially taken charges, including unlawfully moving a dead body. More at townhall.com. The health of Israel's leader is in the news.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he has undergone treatment for prostate cancer and is now healthy. He says 2.5 months ago, his doctors discovered and treated a small tumor at Jerusalem's Hadassah Hospital with radiation treatment. Professor Aaron Popovster is director of the Sheret Institute of Oncology at the hospital. Says a few months ago, during a completely routine checkup, a 0.9 centimeter finding was incidentally discovered in the Honorable Prime Minister. The Prime Minister underwent a thorough examination, and it was determined the disease is at a very early stage. I'm Ed Donahue.
A U.S. soldier involved with the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has been granted bond a day after being charged with using classified information about the operation to win more than $400,000 in an online prediction market. You'll find more on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening?
Can't hear it, Joe.
I turned it down. Wow. 3, 2, 1, 0. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Middleboro Written Review. I'm Joey Driscoll, joined by Don this morning. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Joey.
We are going to get right into it today. We had a lot to talk about. A lot of things happened yesterday, and a lot of them not good.
Also in the transportation world in the last week, I love to talk about.
Not a lot good on that either.
Yeah, Amtrak dropping the ball again.
So we're gonna get to it. Your phone calls today, 508-822-1106 if you want to call in too. So let's get to our today in history's birthdays, passings. All right, today in history is here. 1777, April 26, 1777. Cybele Lunnington, age 16, allegedly rode 40 miles to alert American colonial forces to the approach of British regular forces. Of course, we know about Paul Revere's famous ride as well. Not the only one. There are several, I'm sure.
And I'm sure there's in history, there's rides that wasn't.
Yeah, that we don't even know about.
Don't even know about.
Exactly. 1803, thousands of meteor fragments fall from the skies of Liège, France. The event convinces European scientists that meteors exist on this day in 1803. So that's an interesting one. In the sporting world, 1903, Atletico Madrid Association Football Club is founded. 1925, Paul von Hindenburg defeats Wilhelm Marx in the second round of the German presidential election to become the first directly elected head of state of the Weimar Republic. 1945, during World War II, the Battle of Busan, last successful German tank offensive of the war and the last noteworthy victory of the Wehrmacht. 1958, the final run of the Baltimore, Ohio's railroad Royal Blue from Washington, D.C. to New York City after 68 years, the first U.S. passenger train to use electric locomotives. 1986, the Chernobyl disaster occurs in the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic. And on this day, in 1999, April 26, 1999, the outbreak of CIH computer virus takes place, also, interestingly enough, also called the Chernobyl virus, for the fact that it happened on the anniversary of the Chernobyl disaster. Birthdays on this day, 1822, Frederick Law Olmsted, an American journalist and designer. He co-designed Central Park. Born on this day, 1933, Carol Burnett, American actress, singer-songwriter, The Carol Burnett Show, of course. 1943, Gary Wright, American singer-songwriter, keyboard player, of course, Dreamweaver, one of the bigger songs there. 1959, John Corabi's birthday is today. He was in Motley Crue for a little bit. He did one album with Motley Crue after Vince Neil left. And on that album, you might hear a very interesting voice as well on that album. Glenn Hughes was around some of the members of Motley Crue during that time, especially Mick Mars, because Mick Mars and Glenn did an album together.
They were in the same studio, so Mick Mars invited Glenn to do backup on one of the songs. What was it?
Yeah, Misunderstood.
Right, they'll back up. And then Mick Mars played guitar on Glenn Hughes' album, LA Blues Authority,
Yes.
on track. So, I mean, when you hang out in the same studio, good things happen,
Good
right?
things happen, exactly. 1963, Jet Li, American Singaporean, no, not American, Chinese Singaporean, there we go. Chinese Singaporean martial artist, actor, and producer, outside of Bruce Lee as well. Probably one of the more recognizable names.
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
And Jackie Chan as well, more
Yeah.
recognizable names.
Yeah, first time I seen Jackie Chan was in the Cannonball Run. 19, what did that come on? 1981, I believe. That movie. If you've never seen the Cannonball Run, and Cannonball Run 2 was good, but Cannonball Run, if you've never seen that movie, it's awesome.
Great comedic actor here. His birthday is today. He's 61 today. Kevin James, American actor and comedian. Of course, Paul Blart, Mall Cop. Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, and he was in Grown Ups too with Adam Sandler opposite
Yeah.
David Spade. Great all the Grown Up movies are a lot of fun.
Born on this day, 1967, American professional wrestler and actor, businessman and politician, the current mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, Glenn Thomas Jacobs, aka also known as Kane.
In the wrestling world?
Yes, in the wrestling
He's
world.
the mayor?
He's the mayor of, no, he's the actual mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, right now, as we speak.
And he's still wrestling.
No, he's not wrestling.
Oh, okay.
He's retired.
So what happens if someone gets multi at a city council
They
meeting?
go through a table. 1970, born on this day in 1970, Melania Trump, Slovenian American model, 47th and current First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump.
45th and 47th.
45th and 47th, yes. It didn't include that on there.
Well, maybe not. You're just guessing. It may not be the 47th one. Because some presidents.
Well, it says right here, 47th First Lady of the United States.
Is it really?
So, yes. So I would say yes.
Oh.
I would say that is correct.
Why would it say that? Because Buchanan didn't have a wife. What's going on here?
I think there was a president in there that had maybe 2 wives during his presidency.
Oh, okay.
If anyone knows that answer, give us a call.
Well, I know Buchanan.
I
didn't.
actually kind of don't.
Yeah, you're
know.
probably right. You probably,
Yeah, I don't know. So if anyone knows that answer, 508-822-1106.
Yeah.
And then born on this day in 1970, Tion T-Boz Watkins, American singer, songwriter, dancer, as well, of the group TLC. I'll always, when it comes to TLC, I always gravitate towards, as my favorite member, Left Eye, and especially for her, some of her rapping and some of the songs as well. Waterfalls, that's a great song, but when Left Eye's verse comes on, that song just goes up even further for me. Left Eye will be missed quite a bit. She was great and passed away way too young. Yeah, but T-Boz Watkins, Tion T-Boz Watkins, American singer songwriter, dancer for TLC as well. So it's her birthday today. She is 56. Born on this day, passing away on this day, 1865, John Wilkes Booth passed away on this day, or was actually killed on this day.
Oh.
American actor, assassin of Abraham Lincoln as well. He passed away on this day because he was killed on this day. He was captured, I think it was in a barn, and he was shot. And yeah. So that ended up happening on this day. 1986, Bessie Love passed away on this day, American actress. And passing away on this day, 1989, Lucille Ball, American model, actress, comedian, and producer. All right, well, that'll do it for the Today in History, Birthdays, Passings. Quick update here on the weather real quick. We'll go through this real fast. Currently in Taunton, 44 degrees, a high of 57 with a low of 41 tonight. Cloudy skies throughout the day today. Tomorrow, clear skies, high of 64, low of 39. Middleboro, 44 currently, a high of 55, low of 42. Cloudy skies today. Tomorrow, clear skies, high of 62, low of 40. Driscoll, Texas, currently 77 degrees, high of 90, low of 76. Cloudy skies throughout the day. Okay, a lot of cloudy skies out there. Clear skies again on Monday. Again, this third straight time talking about cloudy today, clear tomorrow. 92 degrees tomorrow in Driscoll, Texas. Low of 76. Excuse me. I was going to have Don talk for a second here, but I sneezed. I apologize. 31.
Squeezy wheezy. Lemon squeezy.
I tried to stop, but I can't. You can't stop the sneeze. Uh, anyway, 31.
Make sure you clean that mic.
It's clean.
Yeah, all over the mic.
It's fine. I didn't sneeze into the mic, none.
5 years ago, you would have switched away and put in bubble wrap.
I did not sneeze into the mic, none. Don't worry about it. 31 degrees in Driscoll, North Dakota. High of 53, low of 31. Clear skies today. Rain tomorrow. High of 50, low of 38. The temperatures are really weird across the country. It seems like we're into May. I mentioned on Friday that there are still ski areas open. Sugarloaf is closing today, so if you want to go to Sugarloaf, you better get down there. It's closing today. Outside of that, there's 5 more that are open, and those are open probably throughout May, probably into Memorial Day. All right. Anyway, Holiday, Florida, 69 degrees right now, cloudy, high of 81, low of 68. Clear skies today. There, clear skies tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All of those days are going to be in the mid 80s. All right, let's take our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about our first big thing going on. And again, not a lot of great news here to talk about on the show today, unfortunately. So, in a way, not a lot of great news. A lot of bad things are happening. So let's take our first break, and we'll be right back. Your phone calls as well, 508-822-1106. Well, you were groaning over there when I was talking about John Wilkes Booth. What's up? You were groaning over there. What?
No, the Lincoln was assassinated on the 14th.
No, I'm saying John Wilkes Booth died on this day.
Yeah, but he's the one who assassinated. I mean, it's just weird, talking about assassins.
Who else am I going to talk about?
No, but
there wasn't much on the.
I wasn't groaning.
You were. Again,
No. I was
important figure. Unfortunately, on the bad side, an important figure.
Yeah, no, I don't care about that. I'm just saying, it's just. Now we're gonna be talking about another attempted assassination that's in real time. It was just like that was good, I meant.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, because I mean,
I didn't groan. You didn't hear me groan, did you? I didn't say that.
You were like, you look like you didn't like it.
No.
I added it.
No. I mean, no. I'm glad you added it. It's just
okay. Because it's important.
Well, he died.
He died on this day.
Yeah,
John Wilkes Booth died.
10 days. They found him and shot him.
It shot him. Yeah.
After
After he killed
after he was shot on the 14th of April.
That's why I mentioned he was the assassin of Lincoln.
Yeah. I just forgot. It's funny,
Yeah, I forget the officer that shot him. Forgetting the guy's name off the top of my head.
I got the.
I thought he was trapped in a barn, and then they burned the barn down, but I guess not. I guess he was just shot and he died in there.
Movie theater.
No, I'm talking about John Wilkes Booth. I'm talking about he was in a barn. I thought they burned the barn down or something. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe he just was killed there. I don't know. I seem to remember that happened.
No, in a warehouse.
Yeah, in a warehouse. Like they burned the warehouse down.
And then
I don't know. I seem to remember that's what happened.
And then the assassin who shot Kennedy shot from a warehouse.
Yeah,
was captured in a theater.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Oh, come on. Oh, my fingers here. My big fingers. There we go. All right, we're back. Okay. Good. All right, we're back. I turned the bumper music down. There we go. 7:23. almost said 9:23. It's 9:23 somewhere, but it ain't 9:23 here. 7:23 a.m. here on a nice Sunday morning. A little cool, which is normal, I guess, for this time of year. I guess now for some reason. When's it gonna warm up, Don? When's it gonna warm up?
June.
Yeah, I mean probably June at this point. Anyway, wanted to get a little laugh in here because the next topic I'm going to be talking about not many good things, other than saying that no one got hurt. Thankfully, no one got hurt.
Well, Secret
no,
Service.
no one died. Sorry,
Yeah, Secret
no one
Service-
died in this.
Secret Service
One
got
person
hurt,
did get
but
hurt.
his
No
vest-
one died.
His vest worked.
No one died.
So,
Which that's a positive, a very good positive here. One person did get hurt. Of course, the Secret Service agent. And Don,
Yes.
you have a little bit of experience with these kind of venues. Just kind of explain.
Well, explain to the
that.
audience what happened.
Well, okay, so
People
we'll
have been
explain that. So,
under a rock for the last
if you
12
were,
hours.
asleep, you go to bed early and didn't catch the correspondence dinner last night, there was a shooting there. The suspect was from California, as what has been said on the news. He was captured, arrested, arrested, and no one was killed. One person hurt, no one was killed in the shooting. Now, Don has a little bit of experience when it comes to, because it happened at the Hilton Hotel in Washington. He has a little bit of experience when it comes to hotels and the security there. So I'm gonna pull the mic over to Don and kind of let him explain what this is all about.
Okay, well, it's 2026 now. I worked for the Coffee Marriott between 1992 and 1994, so 2.5, almost 3 years. And we had President Clinton came in the house. And first of all, we had about 27 people in security. And we all had to submit our names because we were, to get close to the president, we all had to get a background check. And I think 6 of us got the thumbs up. And I was running the elevator, helping with the elevator when President Clinton came in. But I wasn't on the elevator with President Clinton. I was other people, other dignitaries, senators, whatnot. But as far as the what you do in a hotel when you have a guest, a high profile guest like a president or a senator or whatnot, especially a president, because they got all the Secret Service, is this guest in the hotel. I think we don't know the investigation about this individual who attempted to breach the ballroom, and obviously we all know who he was going for or whatever, or just make a statement that there's guests in the hotels usually, and there's plenty of areas where it's almost, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's almost impossible to. No, I'm not saying it's not impossible to get through. Obviously, he didn't make it that far, but there's all these hotels are so big, and the Hilton Hotel is 12 stories. Marriott is 38. Okay, I mean, actually, yeah, 36 floors of rooms, and then ballrooms and whatnot downstairs. So it was actually 40, and the hotel has all these little spots that you can get through if you're really creative. And you, like, for instance, one of the security officers made sure that every they got laundry chute rooms Okay, so it's usually in the back room, back where the service elevators are. Usually you have guest elevators and then you have service elevators for housekeeping and whoever, room service, they take everything out that way. And they have laundry chutes. And you gotta make sure, you have 36 floors of rooms, you gotta make sure those laundry chutes are, because those go right down to the, so what I'm trying to say is, that, the hotel has a lot of spots that could be vulnerable. And I think, that individual figure out how to get close. So, it's, working with the Secret Service. I got to work with the Secret Service, with the Jamaica Prime Minister House. I was assigned to a Secret Service officer, and we did our rounds because hotel security's got all the keys. Back in '93, it was keys, and we had less surveillance cameras too. I mean, we had them. I mean, but I'm sure if you go to any hotel now, they're on every corner, every floor. They're in every hotel. So it was different back then because you didn't have the surveillance we have today. So you wonder. I mean, there was stuff like we got to make sure each of the floors were where they had that laundry drop was guarded. Okay, either it was the Boston Police or it was Secret Service, or every corner was guarded. All right, so sometimes hotel security, like myself, gave. I mean, they know the lay of the land, but they don't know it as like I know the lay of the land. So when they show up and you show them all the mechanical rooms, you show them any spot, security knows it better. So hotel security, I knew every inch of the Copley Marriott building, every single inch. So that was helpful to the Secret Service. I didn't really deal with the Secret Service too much with the presidential. I was just working the elevator or whatnot. But when the Jamaica Prime Minister I was in the Secret Service, working with the Secret Service, and they had a conference room on one of the floors. So we had, so for 3 days, I was assigned to the Secret Service we walk around because I had the keys. We went up to all the mechanical rooms. We checked, went up to the roof. I knew every nook and cranny in the garage. No one knows a hotel better than someone who works at a hotel. So it'll be interesting to see what hotel security, helped or hindered. I'm not saying they hindered, but how do you walk? I mean, we're not going to know the investigation until we hear the investigation. So it's a waste of time to even talk. You can't speculate about nothing. No hypotheticals. It's a bunch of hoo-ha. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as what I remember, what our security team did in suggestions, because they come in and ask for suggestions. And they say, what we should do? Well, so we got 36 rooms that have laundry chutes. We should do something about that. Because you can drop something down the laundry chute. And, and it wasn't up to the last minute. It was up to the last minute how the president was going to come in. No one knew how the president was going to come in. We didn't know. They end up going through a certain area, which I'm not going to even say because, you know what I mean? Because there's different ways they come in. And I wouldn't say it on the air. I mean, this is something from 1993.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we weren't sure how they were going to come in. They did it at the last moment. They didn't tell anybody. And they're like, okay, we're going to be here because either we come to the front, come to the back, you come in to the side, wherever they think, but they didn't tell anybody because obviously you don't want to tell anybody who slips sinks ships, obviously. So as far as the hotel, working with the Secret Service, like I said, more hands-on with the Jamaican Prime Minister than with the president. But I did run an elevator, and the Secret Service sharpshooting team were in the stairwells right across from us, and they would come out like you saw them. If you look at any of these pictures, any of these videos of what happened last night, they all came out of the woodwork, and that's their job, and they did their job. So, your thoughts, Joe?
Yes, everyone did their job. Everyone everyone was safe. Nobody died, which is a great thing. And I saw a lot of the videos as well, with people getting out of there very, very quickly. Everyone treating it very, very, very seriously, and I think that's was important as well. And some of the things Trump said in his press conference was important as well. People need to come together after something like this. People need to come together, try to reconcile their differences. I think that's really, really important as well. He talked about security as well. He said he didn't want to mention it in his press conference, but he said this is a good example as to why he wanted to do the ballroom, the new ballroom that they're planning on doing as well.
Yeah, no, whatever. I mean, that's. But he's got to be at other events. It's
Of
just,
course.
You know,
This is not going to stop him from going to events.
you know,
We'll see how the security is when
right,
it comes to these next events that it goes to.
right.
Is the security even more? We'll see with that as well. Again, way too early to say other things about this. Don't want to speculate on this, obviously.
It's something else that, and actually, I really noticed this morning when I woke up and I started seeing the video. There's a angle that Vice President J.D. Vance was evacuated, and you can see down, and CBS reporter Weijia Jiang, I believe her name is.
Mm-hmm.
She covered him too. I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happened was J.D. Vance, I think, who knows, like I said, we can't speculate anything because we don't know, but J.D. Vance was in the corner, the vice president, so he was whisked away. So, yeah. And then the Secret Service came in, and they were like all over him. I think they kind of one pushed the president down because he fell or whatever. And Weijia Jiang, the CBS reporter, she's a White House correspondent reporter. And I guess she was I guess every year on the White House dinner there they have a chairman who runs it, okay, or whatever, and it was her.
So she was running it this year.
Yeah, she was running it, and she was sitting right next to the president. Looks like she was putting a body in front of the president.
Yeah, and
it did. And then
I would expect anyone to do that.
No, but that they always have words.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? The China, China. You know what I mean? That was the one who asked that question.
Yeah.
And whatever. But President Trump praised CBS reporter Weijia Jiang.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I mean, he even said it.
Yeah.
But it's just whatever. It's just I don't know. You know what I'm saying? All the squabbling going on with the press and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, she covers.
Yeah, I think that was important. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was important.
Yeah.
That happened.
Right. So it was
protecting the president is the priority.
Right.
Sure, at least,
and like I said, when I saw it firsthand in 1993 with the arrival of President Clinton, and President Clinton was April of 1993, so President Clinton just got in. He was elected in 92, and then he was sworn in. So he was only in, in a few years, and I think it was a journalist conference for journalists, newsprint. I think it was more of a newsprint or whatever. But there was a lot of people there. There was a lot of, and it's funny too because at the time it was ex-president Dan Quayle who was there to speak, and I got on my radio, Unit 5, go down to the lobby and secure L83 for VIP guests. So you go down there, you got the keys, so you're waiting, and then somebody from the Mass State Police shows up, detective, and says, "Yeah, you scared?" Yeah, I said, "Okay." And I asked him, there's like two of them. And I was like, "Where's the Secret Service?" And he told me who it is. I said, "Well, who's coming?" And he told me, and I said, "Okay, well, where's the Secret Service?" He said, he didn't get it. I guess he got it for 6 months, but it was private security. There was
Yeah.
no Secret Service for him. And I'm not sure, that's what I was told, anyway. And, but no, it was state police, not state police. And it was private detail, whatever. So, yeah, so it's important.
Stay tuned for more information on
Yeah.
this. I'm sure we'll learn more information, even like maybe even later on today. We'll learn more.
Yeah, we
information.
can't speculate what's
We
happening.
can't. We just
you
can't,
know,
no.
it's just too early. We just got to talk about it, and it's newsworthy and it's historic because it's in and around the time April 14th, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, and as Joey said earlier, today in history,
Yeah, John Wilkes Booth was killed.
he was cornered and killed. Yes. So.
So stay tuned. You might hear more about this later on with Tony Branch and Ed Miller as well. You might hear
Stand
more
Up Strong.
about Stand Up Strong.
I'm
Yes,
sure you will.
You might hear more a little bit about that, and also throughout the week, Ron will probably update everyone on.
Well,
that as
he'll get more news. We had no
We'll get more news
Oh,
at
we only got
at
what
that
you get, and then to try to speculate, it's
No.
a big waste of. I'm not wasting people's time.
No, exactly.
Because I don't want my time being wasted like that.
All right, 7:40 a.m. We are going to reset here. Take a quick commercial break, kind of reset. Your phone calls 508-822-1106.
All right, I
We're
got
going to reset and go
two
to.
stories about Amtrak, and then we got the big story.
Well, we're going to do the big story first
All right.
because I want to end on I want to end on a transportation note. I want to end on maybe we'll try to find a story where it's a little bit happier with the transportation.
Transportation will be quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a little article for you to read about what happened in Rhode Island. Okay, and then I got some thoughts about what happened in Florida as far as Amtrak.
We'll do that last. We'll do that last because, and then I'll find a good story on transportation to end it off with on a good note. Because this next story is going to anger me a little bit.
What about cute cats? You got a story about little cute cats?
I really
cute cats.
I really don't.
Okay.
But this next story is going to anger me a little bit. So
All right.
let's take our commercial break. We'll be right back.
I got an article you read on that. It's a small read.
Okay.
Oh. Were you cold last night?
No. When I got into the covers,
Yeah.
no, not really.
I don't know. We're down to crumbs in that oil tank. I don't want to run it dry.
We're not warming up anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll get some more. Do you know who Louie's having for the first guest on that show?
No, I do not. No one has said anything to me about
Really?
that. No, I don't know.
You might want to reach out to him and you can talk about it Friday. Oh, no, Friday. No.
Friday I have a guest. No.
Who do you got for Friday?
Eric.
Yeah, for 1 hour.
I'm not calling Louis for Friday.
No, I mean, call him before Friday, so somebody should call him, you know? And push.
I'm sure he'll call in this week. I'm sure he'll call in this week on Ron's show.
Yeah. When you got Barry.
Barry is the week after. Barry is May 8th. Then I gotta get Middleboro Gas and Electric on before June 1st.
People with food insecurity from the hardships of life. In a few short years, they have given more than 4,000 bags of groceries to those in need at the north door of the First Parish Church, 76 Church Green, and are available to anyone, no questions asked. The demand increases every week. Please consider a donation of unexpired, non-perishable food items, grocery store gift cards, or a monetary donation via check to the Matthew Mission Food Pantry, 76 Church Green, Taunton, or by Venmo at Matthew Mission Food Pantry. The Matthew Mission Inc. is a registered 501c3 organization. Thank you.
The Matthew Mission Food Pantry is now open the second and fourth Saturdays of the month at 76 Church Green in Taunton.
All right, there we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're back. And all right, well, time for the big sports story of the probably of the month. Alex Cora is gone as Red Sox manager. He was fired last night. And you're saying, why would the Red Sox fire Alex Cora after a 17-1 victory yesterday? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Why they didn't fire him? If they knew they were going to fire him. Okay, we'll start off with this. If they knew they were going to fire him this week, why not do it before they went on the road trip? That last game in New York, after that last game against New York, against the Yankees. Why didn't they fire him then? If they knew they were going to fire him, why not? Why did that not occur to them that, oh, we shouldn't be firing Alex Cora at 8:30, 9 o'clock, or whatever it was, while he's in Baltimore, away from his home?
Why they fire him, Joey?
10-17.
Yeah.
That's your reason. 10-17. They need somebody to fire, and they were certainly not going to fire Craig Breslow. So, I again, it's ridiculous. Yes, Alex Cora is not absolvent of all the blame here. Alex Cora, some of his managing decisions in game, especially this year, honestly have been questionable. I thought going into the season, he was on the hot seat, that the Red Sox needed to come out and play really, really well, and they just didn't do it. Some of the offseason stuff, too. This offseason has been terrible for the Red Sox. Yeah, they improved, and I put that in air quotes because really, to start the year, the first 27 games, that pitching has not improved at all. They, theoretically, they improved in the pitching, but as you see in the results, they did not. It was not even close. They did not improve in the pitching. And some of Alex Cora's decisions in game probably led to him being fired. But again, he wasn't the only one fired. There was 4 other guys that were fired as well. But again, not all the blame should be put on Alex Cora. During his tenure, they won a World Series. Not during his second tenure, but during his first one, they won a World Series. They made an ALCS as well during his 2 tenures here in Boston. So it wasn't all bad at all. It's just this year and last year as well, and the past few years even, since the ALCS appearance, has just been a lot of negative for the Boston Red Sox and not a lot of positive. And I think the patience was running out for Boston. They fire Alex Cora. They fire a bunch of the other guys who were, I guess, Alex Cora guys as well, which means now that Craig Breslow, there we go, has have to fill these roles in now. We'll see what Craig Breslow does. Okay, I am not too happy with Craig Breslow either as baseball operations guy. His tenure hasn't been that good either. So we'll see what happens here. Tony Maserati had a good tweet here last night. If you listen to the Sports Hub, he's one half of Felger and Maz on the Sports Hub there. He had a good tweet last night, kind of summing up the history of the Red Sox since Theo Epstein and Terry Francona left. The Red Sox have had 4 heads of baseball operations since then. Charrington, Dombrowski, Bloom, and now Breslow. 5 managers since Terry Francona left. 5. Valentine, Farrell, Cora twice, Redicky only lasted 60 games, and now Chad Tracy, who takes over for Alex Cora, who is the Worcester Red Sox manager. Chad Tracy is, which means now the Worcester Red Sox now have to go and find a manager for themselves as well, and also the Portland Sea Dogs manager was upgraded to interim third base guy, I believe, in Worcester. So now Portland has to go find a new manager as well. So let's see how one big move like that affects the entire organization and messes things up, I think, in my opinion, for the entire organization. That's just kind of what the Red Sox have been, making a ton of decisions that mess up the organization. Again, I don't, love this firing at all. I just knew it was going to happen. Unfortunately, I knew it was going to happen.
Step into my office.
Exactly.
Why? Because you're fucking.
Exactly. I don't like this firing, but I knew it was going to happen. Again, 10-17. What happens when a team is 10-17 and they have very, very high expectations? Someone gets fired, and usually the person that gets fired is the guy who leads the team, is the manager.
All right.
So,
okay.
I also don't like they fired him
Okay.
at like 8:30 at night, and they were in Baltimore. And
Was he done with the game?
Yes, he was done with. Yes, he was done with the game.
And they lost.
No, they won the game. Actually, they won 17-1. Yes, you won 17-1. Alex Cora, step into my office. You're fired. I think that's ridiculous. I think they should have. I think if they were going to fire him, they should have fired him after the Yankees series ended, when they were still at Fenway. But whatever. Whatever they want to do is fine. I'm not John Henry. So if he wants to, ruin the team, well, because a lot of people have that opinion of John Henry.
Have him call in.
If he wants to ruin the team, go ahead.
Have him call in and talk to you.
A lot of people do not like John Henry. A lot of people do not like John Henry.
Have Eric make some calls. He can call and explain himself.
My opinion on John Henry is, yes, he's not amazing.
All right.
But under his tenure,
okay,
you guys have won World Series, so
all right,
don't be too harsh on the guy.
Okay, great,
maybe?
great. You put me to sleep there, all right?
But anyway, I'm sad to see Alex Cora go. Hope to.
Done.
Thank you. 1 minute, Don. I hope he lands on his feet on another team. He absolutely will land on his feet on another team. There's already rumors about
league team.
Where on another major league team.
Oh,
There's already a ton of rumors as to where he'll go. But yeah, I mean, again, I guess it's better to pull the Band-Aid off now than to do so in August. when the season is already lost. The front office and the owners, they think they can salvage this team for this year. We'll see. We'll see. Again, sad to see how the score go.
Mhm.
But again, good to pull the Band-Aid off now.
Yep.
Get it over with.
Yep.
27 games into the year instead of 107 games.
That's
into
a
the year.
yeah, Joe.
All right. Well, you have phone calls 508-822-1106. What do you think about this? But let's move on because Don is begging me to move on here.
Yeah, you put me to sleep. You got fired, all right? Okay.
But no, it's
All right. Okay.
whatever.
You're right. You're right.
Don is
Maybe
begging me to
you can
move
talk
on.
about it with Ed on his show.
He's begging me to move on. Anyway,
Well, this is important. You gotta read this.
okay. Well, all right. Let's do our transportation segment. We've got about 6 minutes left in the program. Amtrak has canceled multiple trains. A piece of highway on ramp falls onto Amtrak trains in Cranston. That happened just at the end of this week. A portion of the highway on ramp in Cranston, this is in Rhode Island, of course, fell onto the train tracks below on Friday, causing travel issues for both Amtrak and drivers. Amtrak has canceled trains as well, and as of yesterday, there was still cancellations going on. Ride Dot segment here, Ride Dot statement. On Friday evening, a pepperette on the on-ramp between Route 10 North and Route 95 North in Cranston dislodged from the bridge and fell onto the train tracks below, said the Rhode Island Department of Transportation RIDOT shortly after 1 a.m. On Saturday morning. RIDOT continued. No related injuries. RIDOT engineers are working through the night to assess the scene. RIDOT staff on the bridge, project management, and maintenance divisions are on the site, along with Amtrak. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. Done.
Yeah. I mean, right on. Good job, right on. Doing a good job, Ronnie. Right.
And that's sarcasm.
Yeah.
That's sarcasm.
That's very sorry. I mean, how would you let that happen? You know what I mean? I've rented, the Northeast Corridor. It's like 456 miles from Boston to DC, and you go under so many overpasses, and they gotta get an eyeball on this stuff. I mean, what if it fell on when the train was going through there? Excella. It ripped the track. It ripped the wires down. I'm not sure if it'd be enough to derail, but who knows? I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're probably cooking along at that stretch. I know that stretch of track. They'd be cooking along at that point. They're probably, I mean, they wouldn't be up to full speed, but they'll probably at least be up to 60, 70 miles an hour at that point. And I think it was I don't think it was part of the bridge. It was part of, I'm not even sure what it was part of. I mean, who knows what it was. But it falls on the tracks. Oh, well, falls on the train, rips the wires down, and now you got to get, and then Florida. All right, it's not totally Amtrak's fault, but a little communication goes a long way, I think, in my opinion. Northern Florida, north of Palaca, they were having wildfires. And train 97, I believe it's 97, the Silver Media, was stuck on the tracks in the woods for 24 hours. Toilets were overflowing. People are running out of medication. They're running out of food. They wouldn't let anyone leave. That is bad. You got to get those people out of there. You can't let people sit for 24 hours. And no one's picked the telephone up and say, hey, looks a little smoky up there. Could we get through with the trains, or could we get shuttle buses together and maybe get around that and have a train? It's unacceptable to be stuck on a train. And the same thing with the auto car too. But they didn't get left on a train for 24 hours. Okay. So what are you doing, Amtrak? What are you doing? Why would you get these people off? Get some buses, get some school buses, whatever it takes to get those people out of there. And I heard they didn't even put them up in hotels and stuff. They left them for dead. No hotels, no nothing. You know, you kind of know you're having fires up there. So why wouldn't you just do shuttle buses from, I don't know, from Orlando up to Savannah? And then continue the trains or whatever. But no, you leave people on the track for 24 hours. Are you kidding me? You talk about people running out of medicine, and then the toilet started overflowing. Now you can't use a bathroom. Now you got unsanitary situation where people are going to get more sick. And I heard all the articles I read, or all the news reports I read, no information, nothing. They left it dead. And Amtrak sort of like that. We did a lot of time. They sort of like that.
Amtrak does not care about their business.
No,
It's very clear.
no. It's like it seems like you're at the. I don't know. You know, I'm not knocking the registry, but it seems like from years ago, the registry's a lot better than it used to be. But years ago, going to the registry, oh my God, that was mean camp going to the registry. It really was. It's just everyone was mean to you. Now it's fine. If people are nice there, they did a lot of good job at the registry. But back in the 80s when I first got my license, oh my God, everyone hated going there. But it's just like, yeah, and some of the people are real rude. There was a family that remember we went to Pennsylvania a few years ago. We were at Harrisburg. And there was a family sitting across from us. It was couple girls, grandmother, and the son, or whatever. And they were going home, or there was a family, and they had a lot of luggage. And they let them on the train in New York. And then this guy comes, this conductor comes out of nowhere and starts berating them about their luggage. You know, and I started. I said, well, you don't talk to those people that way. Who are you to talk to those people that way? They were let on in New York, and now you're yelling at them in Harrisburg. Are you kidding me? You know, it's like, you know, I had to say something to him.
Don, quick question: is it right for a bus company or any kind of bus company to charge $90 for a transit over to a soccer game?
No.
Is it right for the MBTA to charge $40 each way for the World Cup?
No.
No.
What about New Jersey Transit? They want to charge $100.
Yeah, they want them to charge $100.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
No,
it's like these companies don't care.
They gouging. They're gouging. You know what they're saying? That if you want to enjoy the World Cup, it's only good for the wealthy and the privileged. That's what they're saying. That's why I think you like minor league games, and I think a lot of people like minor league games because you go to the majors, you go into the major, any of the sports, and I mean, you have a family of 4, you can't. It's got to be $2,000 to take you. Who can afford $2,000? I mean, people have bills to pay.
Really.
No, you got to buy food. It's just so bad. It's
ridiculous.
That's why I think. And same as even watching the game on TV. You can't watch it without paying streaming services.
It's getting ridiculous.
So we're back to
getting to a point now
where just listen on the radio.
Yeah, it's getting to a point now where just listen to it on the radio. Yeah, and the streaming thing. It's getting to a point now when the government is noticing. The FCC is noticing this. And when the FCC steps in, you know it's bad.
But you know what? People pay it.
Exactly.
People pay it. People pay it.
If people stop paying,
you vote with your feet.
Vote with your feet.
You vote with your feet. If you don't like something,
yeah.
I mean, if you go to a restaurant and it's good, and in restaurants for some reason they get that rap hard.
Yeah.
Because if you go to a restaurant and you always liked it and then you have one bad experience, you know, it's tough to forgive. You could have someone punch you in the face and you'll forgive them before you'd forgive a restaurant for giving you a bad plate of food.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this more of a frustratingly, not cheery middleboro review. It seems like.
Yeah.
Next
You're
week,
supposed to read that, weren't you?
I promise. No. Next week, I promise, will be more cheery. I'll be back next week for another edition of Middleboro Review. Until then, hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
We are AM AM 1530, WVBF, Middleboro, Taunton, and W259DD, Middleboro Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station.
Billy Suntup, great show. Coast Guard, Jimmy Carter, 9-man crew, 6 Secret Service.
Breaking news this hour.
President Carter went tuna fishing off Virginia Beach.
A man armed with guns and
Bye, everybody.
knives stormed the lobby outside the White House
Oh, yeah,
correspondence